As a dedicated metal detectorist, I've always been drawn to the forgotten corners of Virginia's landscape, where history whispers through the underbrush. One crisp autumn morning, I stumbled upon an old abandoned school. Its weathered brick walls standing silent amid overgrown fields, shrouded in a veil of mystery that begged to be unraveled. The place had been left to decay for decades, desks still scattered in dusty classrooms, as if time had simply paused mid-lesson. What secrets lay buried beneath those ancient floors? My heart raced with anticipation as I fired up my detector, the faint beeps promising revelations straight out of history books. Could this forgotten relic hold treasures that would rewrite a piece of the past? I stepped inside, the creak of the door echoing like an invitation to uncover the unknown. My first sweep across the main classroom floor yielded a faint signal near a row of tilted desks. Digging carefully through the splintered wood and debris, I unearthed a tarnished brass inkwell, its intricate engravings hinting at Victorian craftsmanship from the late 1800s. These inkwells were essential tools in early American education, symbolizing the shift from quills to more efficient writing instruments during the Industrial Revolution. Valued by collectors for their role in fostering literacy in rural schools, this one bore faint maker's marks from a Philadelphia foundry, a testament to how education spread westward. Its historical worth lies in representing the democratization of knowledge, turning simple classrooms into hubs of enlightenment. I polished it gently, imagining the young hands that once dipped pens into its depths. Moving to another corner, where sunlight filtered through cracked windows, my detector buzzed insistently under a collapsed blackboard. There, half buried in soil and chalk dust, was an antique slate tablet, etched with faded arithmetic problems. These slates were staples in 19th century schools, reusable and eco-friendly before paper became affordable, reflecting the thriftiness of post-Civil War Virginia communities. Historically, they embodied the one-room schoolhouse era, where children of all ages learned together, building the foundations of a reconstructing nation. This particular slate, with its wooden frame intact, could fetch a premium at auctions for its authenticity, evoking the resilience of education amid economic hardship. Deeper into the building, in what seemed like a former principal's office, a stronger signal led me to pry up a loose floorboard. Beneath it gleamed a small collection of vintage fountain pens, their gold nibs still sharp despite the years. Introduced in the early 1900s, these pens revolutionized writing in schools, allowing smoother script and reducing ink blots that plagued earlier methods. In Virginia's history, they marked the progressive era's push for better public education, equipping students for a modernizing world. Each pen told a story of innovation, with one bearing a patent date from 1912, highlighting the technological leaps that made learning more accessible and efficient. As I ventured into the gymnasium, overgrown with vines creeping through shattered panes, my device pinged near an old storage bench. Unearthing a rusted but ornate school bell, I marveled at its cast-iron body. Likely from the 1870s, when Virginia was expanding its public school system post-Reconstruction. These bells weren't just timekeepers. They symbolized community unity, calling children from farms and towns to gather for lessons that shaped future generations. Historically valuable for illustrating the standardization of education under new state laws, this one featured engravings of educational motifs, a rare find that could educate modern audiences on America's educational evolution. In a side room that might have been a library, the detector led me to flip over a toppled shelf, revealing a bundle of antique geography maps rolled in protective leather. Dating back to the 1920s, these maps depicted a pre-World War II world, with borders and colonies that have long since changed, offering a snapshot of imperial education in American schools. In Virginia, such maps were used to teach global awareness during the isolationist era, fostering curiosity about distant lands. Their historical significance lies in showing how curricula evolved with geopolitics, making them prized by historians for contextualizing shifts in national identity. Pushing further into the basement stairs, where dim light barely penetrated, a persistent beep drew me to dig beneath a pile of forgotten crates. I found a set of old brass mathematical instruments, including dividers and rulers from the mid-1800s. These tools were crucial in teaching geometry and engineering basics in early Virginia academies, reflecting the Enlightenment's influence on American curricula. Valued for their precision craftsmanship, they highlight the era's emphasis on practical sciences, preparing students for industrial jobs and innovations that built the nation. Upstairs, in a hallway lined with rusted lockers, my sweep uncovered something nestled under a warped floor tile, a collection of vintage award medals, engraved with school achievements from the 1930s. These medals celebrated academic and athletic excellence during the Great Depression, symbolizing hope and perseverance in hard times for Virginia's youth. Historically, they represent the New Deal's impact on education, with programs that funded school improvements and motivated students amid economic despair. Exploring a forgotten attic access, cluttered with cobwebs and faded posters, the detector signaled strongly from beneath a stack of old trunks. Pulling them aside, I discovered an antique globe, its painted continents showing the world as known in the 1890s, complete with outdated territories. In Virginia's schools, such globes were vital for teaching exploration history, inspiring dreams of adventure in an era of American expansionism. Their value stems from preserving cartographic evolution, educating on how perceptions of the globe shifted with discoveries and politics. As I continued my careful exploration of the attic, brushing aside layers of dust and old newspapers, the detector gave its loudest, most insistent signal yet right beneath a heavy overturned teacher's desk that had somehow been shoved into the corner decades ago. My pulse quickened as I worked the floorboards loose, revealing a small, locked wooden box wrapped in oilcloth for protection. Inside, nestled in faded velvet lining, lay an immaculate silver pocket watch, its face engraved with delicate filigree and the name of a long-defunct Richmond jeweler from 1898. The movement still ticked faintly when I wound it, a miracle after all these years. This wasn't just any watch. It was a high-grade, railroad-grade timepiece, the kind issued to station masters and conductors during Virginia's golden age of rail expansion. These watches synchronized entire train schedules across the state, preventing catastrophic collisions and keeping commerce flowing in the post-Civil War South. Its historical value is immense. Examples like this have sold at auction for tens of thousands, cherished as tangible links to America's industrial boom and the precision engineering that powered it. Holding that watch in my gloved hand, feeling its steady heartbeat against my palm, I realized this forgotten school had guarded one of the most personal and powerful artifacts of Virginia's transportation history. It wasn't buried by accident. Someone, maybe a teacher, maybe a student whose family worked the rails, had hidden it here for safekeeping, perhaps during hard times, never to return. The weight of that story hit me hard. This single find connected so many threads: education, industry, community survival, and the quiet ambitions of ordinary people building a new era. I sat there for a long moment, surrounded by the ghosts of chalk dust and childhood lessons, marveling at how one small ticking object could carry the heartbeat of an entire state's past. That's the magic of this hobby, folks, the way the ground gives up pieces of history when you least expect it, turning an abandoned building into a time capsule. Thank you so much for joining me on this adventure through the old school. I really appreciate you sticking around until the end. Drop a comment below and let me know which find surprised you the most or which one you'd love to have in your own collection. Your thoughts mean a lot. If you enjoyed this hunt and want to see more forgotten places, more incredible discoveries, and more stories pulled straight from the dirt, please hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload, and give this video a thumbs up. It helps the channel grow and keeps these explorations coming. Until the next hunt, stay curious, stay safe, and keep listening to the beeps. See you out there.